Welcome to Fashionably Spiritual, a space for modern, soul-led conversations and high-frequency living for the ever-evolving and empowered self. Host Nancy Muratalla is a dedicated international spiritual medium, healer, and mentor. Nancy is passionate about using her abilities to not only support others in their healing journey, but also to teach them how to connect with their inner spiritual selves. Host Jennifer Rose is an international spiritual medium, healer, channeler, mentor, and spiritual guide. She encourages others to live a purposeful and empowered life through the Know Thyself journey, conscious living, and the power of unconditional love. Full of candor, soulful insight, and feminine fierce, Fashionably Spiritual shines to guide you on your soul's journey of aligning and elevating, all while finding inspiration for your own unique spiritual expression and personal energetic style. Now, here are your hosts, Jennifer Rose and Nancy Muratalla.
Woohoo! We're here.
Hello, hello. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes. Hello. Danny Santos, how are you?
I'm good. Happy Friday, ladies. Happy Fashionably Spiritual Friday.
That's
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, It's an honor to be here.
You know, you have such an energy about you that just makes you happy. Like, I literally, when I saw you come in earlier, I just wanted to start singing, do a little dance, make a little love,
Get
down tonight.
Take it away.
I like this.
Get down, get down, get down.
Woo! Just make everybody happy.
Yeah, happy Friday, everybody. This is Fashionably Spiritual. I'm Jennifer Rose, and this is the lovely queen of fashion and sparkle, Nancy Muratalla, and the king of all things wonderful and beautiful, Mr. Danny Santos.
Hello.
Is our guest for today. It's Friday after hours, so we may, get a little spicy or a little crazy or a little silly. You just never know. Let's see where we go. All right. We got some friends here.
Everyone. Yes. Welcome, Miss Jennifer McCormick. It's always so lovely to have you. We have Mish with us, and the beautiful, amazing Evelyn is joining us. So very nice to see everyone. And
Ashley's here.
Yes.
Miss Ashley's here too. There's Brian. Hi.
Hey, Brian.
Howdy. Are we going cowboy here today?
Yeehaw! My cowboy hat on.
Anytime, right?
Well, it's fashionably spiritual, so I had to wear something a little more fun,
Exactly. I think we started the show just because we like dressing up together.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Heidi's saying good evening, Jennifer, Nancy, and Danny, much from Boulder. Perfect timing. It's she's just now taking a break. See, it's good we were fashionably spiritually late.
That's right.
It worked out just fine. Okay,
all of it
worked out. There's the lovely Lynn Juno. Good to see you, beautiful. Lynn's going to be my guest on Monday on the Love Show, everybody. She's talking about how she found her soulmate, James, and there's just a really cool story that goes along with it. So I'm going to make sure I plug Lynn and myself for Monday night. Yo.
Ooh, I can't wait to get some tips from you, Lynn.
I know.
Yes, that's awesome.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Danny, can we read your bio? Can we embarrass you a little bit or celebrate you a little bit? Okay, excellent. Let's do it. All right. Everybody, our good friend Danny Santos is the visionary healer and astrologer behind Santos and Crystal Visions, where ancient wisdom meets modern spiritual practice. With over 20 years of experience in astrology, Santos offers transformative birth chart readings, spiritual life coaching, and shamanic healing infused with compassion, playfulness, and deep intuitive magic. In 2023, Santos traveled to Peru and was honored with the blessing of the Shipibo tribe to serve ayahuasca, a sacred milestone that deepened his path as a healer. A certified breathwork instructor, Reiki master, sound healer, and expert tarot educator, he is a certified platform medium through the Los Angeles Spirit Academy. Santos is also a proud graduate of USC School of Cinematic Arts. His work has been featured in major media outlets such as New York Post, Vice, Bustle, Well and Good, BuzzFeed, and Outfront. And he's been a guest on popular podcasts, including Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin's podcast, Let's Not Talk About the Husband, and Dates and Mates with Damona Hoffman, and Embracing Infinity and The Love Show.
And now, Fashionably Spiritual.
Fashionably Spiritual.
Hey.
Hey, we're just as famous as Lisa Rinna, if not more. Okay.
Period.
I know, right?
I'm
Right?
like two of the biggest icons in this world. So
I mean, my sister actually might be Fran Drescher, just FYI, just in case you're wondering.
And everybody, you can find Danny at santoscrystalvisions.com. We'll be putting that on a banner across the screen. And he's on all social media platforms at Santos Crystal Visions. He made it nice and easy for all of us too. And we have that in the descriptions over on Facebook and YouTube as well. So you can find that easy. Please do give him a follow all across the board. And you can give us ladies a follow too over on YouTube and Facebook. We greatly appreciate it, and Instagram. So thank you for supporting us all. We love you. I'll follow you back. Okay.
we have a lot of stuff to dive in deep here.
Yes, we do.
But if you don't mind, Danny, I want to ask you just a kind of a basic question. What first led you to astrology, mediumship, and healing?
So I started studying astrology at 11 years old. And it all came when my parents are both Virgos and medical doctors. So we're not talking the most spiritual people in the entire world here. And my mom just offhandedly said, oh, yeah, you and grandma are both Aquariuses, because my grandma and I were both born on February 22nd. Come to find out, Aquarius is not my sign. I'm a Pisces. So at 11 years old, I was just on the internet, Googling, checking it out, learning about astrology, and I became obsessed. And I started studying the zodiac, the planets, every single person I met, what's your sign, when we're at a restaurant with my family, when's your birthday. I could not shut up about astrology.
Wow.
And little did I know at that time that I was also a full-blown psychic medium. I'd be in school completely dissociating into the cosmos and going to other dimensions and star realms and whatever when we're learning how to do basic division and multiplication. And I had no idea that I was a medium until about last year when my mentor, Damona Hoffman, gifted me sessions with Colby Rebel for my birthday. So Damona opened some doors for me, and I took Colby's platform medium class. I learned how to do platform, not just regular mediumship, but working in front of groups and audiences, and it really transformed my life. It filled in the gaps. It's like being a fish out of the water your entire life, not knowing what you're experiencing, and it turns out I've just been a medium my whole life and didn't know it.
That's fascinating. I love hearing your story, and I did actually meet you through
through Colby.
Yeah, through Colby. And isn't it ironic how sometimes things are gifted to us and it's like divinely guided on how it all plays itself out too. I mean, I was actually coincidentally, you were gifted psychic mediumship classes with Colby, and I was actually gifted a retreat with her.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't think you and I knew the whole gifted thing that we were aligned with that, but it was very transformative for me as well. Definitely took me out of my comfort zone, which, I needed. So yeah, that's a beautiful story, Danny. I absolutely love that.
Thank you so much. And
astrology is not easy. There's a lot to it. Like I can't remember any of that.
Yeah, it's you'd have to start at 11 to know as much as I do now.
I bet. Yes.
I was into astrology when I was little. Like my mom would buy me like astrology necklaces and things like that but not to the extent that you were. But I do remember, and I don't know if you're too young for this, but you could put like little quarters in the machine and get these little scrolls of astrology papers, and when we were like teenagers, we would get these and we would read them for our sign and stuff like that. Do you guys remember that?
Oh my God. No, I haven't heard. Cool. I haven't seen that, but that sounds amazing.
That was back in like Jean Dixon days when we were.
now all we get still is the messages and the fortune cookies. That's about it.
Now we have Danny Santos. See,
and hey.
Yeah. By the way, Danny's going to be on Embracing Infinity next Friday. We will be talking about astrology then, but today it's fashion and shamanism and all things magical here today. We got a lot of stuff to discuss with you too. So where should we start, Miss Nancy? And hi to everybody who's joining us. I saw Charlene is here,
Hello,
Melissa's here, Labyrinth Criterion is here too. Do we miss anybody? I hope not. Sharon. Okay.
How funny. Lynn remembers.
Tanya.
She remembers buying those little scrolls.
They were
it was
so
definitely
fun.
during a certain era, right?
Yeah, Danny's a wee bit younger than us.
That's so funny. I don't know, Jennifer and Danny, where do you guys want to? I mean, you have such an amazing amount of knowledge and information. You know, Danny, where would you like to start?
Well, I was talking to Jennifer before the show, and I actually wanted to discuss the correlation between my shamanic training and fashion, if we're going to be here on Fashionably Spiritual. So
it's perfect. Let's do it.
Okay, so
we're here for it.
As you mentioned in my bio, I am a trained ayahuasca shaman through the Shipibo lineage. The Shipibo, they're a tribe that's like, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of years old. The language that they speak is over 5,000 years old, and supposedly it's the language that plants taught humans. So their language, it's an ancient practice. And I don't know if you two are familiar, but the Shipibo people have this beautiful practice of sewing telas. Tela means design in Spanish. So these beautiful tapestries. And they say it's usually what the women do in the tribe, and the women are actually the bread makers of the tribes because they have the ability to make these fashionable tapestries. They are really good at commerce and selling things. They're the ones who are responsible for connecting with more modern people in the modern era, whereas the men are more focused on fishing, hunting, building, doing labor. So these telas have these beautiful, intricate designs on them, and I have a bunch of them here that I'd like to go over with you all.
So by bread makers, you mean they're the
breadwinners,
the
breadwinners,
money makers.
Yeah, they make the cash.
They handle the purse, right?
Yes, yeah.
Picturing the kneading of the bread. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Thank you for that correction. They're the breadwinners.
They're breadwinners.
They make the money in the tribes because the ability that they have to sew the telas, these intricate designs, it's incredible. You'll see some of them here that I have. And there's a word in the Shipibo language called kena. So that's spelled K-E-N-E, but they're the way that it's pronounced kena. That is a fancy word for design. In Shipibo, kena is it's a design. But it could also be your outfit. If your outfit has designs on it, it could be the design of nature, like scenery could be another interpretation of it. You have to think they have like one word means like 12 different things in their language. But
that's
say,
really cool.
Yeah, they say when the shaman is wearing specific kena or designs, that he's actually borrowing the energy and frequency of that design from the spirit realm. So designs come from another dimension. You have to think these people do ayahuasca. Yes, they're doing ayahuasca where they're seeing all of these designs and these visions, and they're like moving in motion. So the telas that the Shipibo women are weaving come from the psychic visions that are experienced during an ayahuasca ceremony.
Are they doing it while they're on it, or what?
No.
Take away.
I'm sure that would be incredible, but to work a needle and a thread while you're like halfway, knee deep in an ayahuasca ceremony, it's more like they have the vision, and that vision then tutors them to create the vision practical. Like the spiritual implication of that vision then is gifted to them, and they can create it in a physical way.
It's kind of like channeling, like I channel poetry. Like it's kind of like that. They're channeling the design, right?
Yes.
The only difference might be that they wait till they're not tripping anymore, and then they retain what they channeled, and then they can make it. Right.
Absolutely. So let's do an exercise. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of different Shipibo tapestries, and we're going to talk about what do you think it does.
So,
The
Okay.
first one I'd like to start with is Jennifer's outfit.
Oh,
What is the kana of Jennifer's outfit? What if you are having a psychic vision and being inundated with that design, what is it doing? What language is the color giving? What is it serving? How could that be of benefit? Go for it, Nancy. What do you think?
Definitely love. I mean, the pink, it just radiates the pink. I also feel like the green is also signifying like her heart chakra. So,
Yes.
of course, she's wearing all of those colors, the love queen. So, love.
Absolutely.
Definitely love.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The pink and green both belonging to the heart chakra, first and foremost. We have this large green cross going over. Crosses have the frequency of like breaking
Yes.
energy. So that cross can actually break down negative energy with the frequency of love. You know, it's striking. It's giving like Jennifer's walking into the room. The kuna of her outfit is going to radiate love that has the ability to pierce through the darkness.
that's what I keep talking about. See, I picked the
Uh-huh.
right outfit today, and I had no idea that we were
You're
going to
just
have
drawn
to see.
to it.
Yes.
I channeled the kuna. See?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Kuna.
All right.
I love that.
Let's talk about what Nancy's kuna is doing.
I didn't really
Ooh.
give you guys a lot of choices with colors, did I?
Baby, you are serving though. Like, look at this black with the sparkles. Like, it's giving.
Yes.
So what do
Yeah.
we think? What is the kuna doing? Why would somebody wear this outfit?
I would say Nancy's transforming, but it's also bold and dynamic, and black is all the colors, right? Mixed into one, right? It has all the colors, if I have that right, too. And so
Absolutely.
she's everything. She's infinity.
Ooh.
Well, and it's all black. Black is our color for the
Right.
darkness, nighttime.
Mhm.
You know, it could be considered
Mystery,
yes,
mystery, intrigue.
yes,
Yeah.
mysteriousness,
Sexy,
sexiness.
sultry.
Yes,
Mhm.
tempting, inviting. They teach in the Shipibo lineage that the darkness is where things go to transform. So you have to
Indeed.
think animals
Mhm.
in nature are going to signal what they do through their kunna. So the signal that Nancy is giving is sexy, spiritual, and then we have sparkles all over her. She might be in the darkness, but it's radiating light.
Yes. She likes to
So,
have fun.
yes,
Yes.
there's an idea here of like when something's shimmering. There's a word in Shipibo called biribi, to shimmer.
Uh-huh.
That has the frequency of being holy or magical in some capacity. So Nancy is serving the kuna of being able to go into the darkness, to transform
Mhm.
through tempting something towards herself, and then to bless it with the holiness of her energy.
I love all of that.
That's pretty cool. That's very
Yeah.
Nancy.
Wow.
So whether you know it or not, the point that I want to make here on Fashionably Spiritual is that your outfit is borrowing a page out of Spirit's library and then doing something. It's like
That's so cool.
if I were to be here singing Puff the Magic Dragon, right now I'm borrowing that song from Spirit's library to evoke some kind of emotion. The same is true, or What a Wonderful World, or songs about world peace. We use
I want to start singing Puff the Magic Dragon.
yes.
Or passing something around, one of the two.
Yeah, well, there you go. There you see that it's got a connotation. It's got a connotation.
Kumbaya.
So the idea of being fashionably spiritual is being aware that what you are wearing, what you are serving through that outfit is also signaling energy outward to the world.
Yes.
I love that. I love
Is
that
there a
so
meaning?
much.
Is there a meaning too when you're like constantly drawn to the same colors?
Absolutely. Yeah, the different colors, they're all going to represent different things. We have the chakras being a common way of understanding what the colors do, what their frequency carries. Blending different colors is also like we're getting a little bit more advanced. Putting colors that go together naturally, they're going to amplify each other. Colors that might not go together, if you can find a way to link them, that's even more advanced. So different colors do different things.
Wow.
So similar to what we have with Jennifer's outfit, we can see this Shipibo tapestry. The
Ooh.
kuna is actually matching Jennifer, even down to the flower in the center having blonde hair.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You know, this
That's so
one would
cool.
be used for healing. We want this to be a healing tapestry.
I love
Wow.
that. That's so cool.
All right, so I'm going to give you guys another one. What do you think this kuna is doing?
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a lot going on. Are we just looking mainly at the middle of it?
I feel
Yeah,
like I'm connecting to spirit.
absolutely. This has that sort of frequency.
I feel like pirates.
Oh,
Like I feel magical.
Yeah, it's very
yes.
magical.
So we notice that
And we
there's
got a lot of
yellow,
X's and O's. Yeah.
yep, yellow,
Mhm.
blue, and purple. So this tapestry would be used during an ayahuasca ceremony or even outside of it if a shaman's wearing this or they're placing it in front of them and meditating with it. This is to look inside of someone or something from a spiritual lens. And
Hmm.
then you can actually interact with the energy of someone or something. So the X's might be where the shaman can go in and actually remove energy like an exorcist. And then these
So kind of like a
eyes,
portal, like a little
yes,
bit of a portal.
it's
Okay.
giving a portal. You can use this for diagnosing, for going into someone else's energy. You can use it to remove negative frequencies, but it's giving portal and it's also
Mhm.
serving those X's. We're cutting energy just as much as we're going into it with the O's,
Yeah.
X's and O's.
Yep. The O's definitely feel like a portal. I almost feel like I want to say mirror too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It makes me think of hugs and kisses, and it makes me think of tic tac toe.
Yeah,
That
X's and
too. Yeah.
O's, it has a connotation.
And
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
Oh, I
Let's
love that. And I love those colors together too.
Yes.
let's
Okay.
go to a totally different
Labyrinth
one.
says makes me feel like dancing. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
Flowing through
Yes.
dimensions. Yeah, I love
Okay.
And hi to
that.
everybody who's joined us. Hello, hello. Oh, a maze.
It
Oh,
is a
definitely a
maze.
maze. Like a journey into your
Wow.
soul. A
That's a
journey
trip.
into your spiritual journey.
So
Yeah.
this,
That's very trippy.
what is
Yeah.
it doing?
It's making me a little dizzy.
Yeah,
I feel like
I feel like I would go into a trance if I were to stare into that kind of, you know,
yes.
Yes, and this
yeah,
this
very
kana
hypnotic.
Mm-hmm.
belongs to a trickster spirit named Chuya Chaki.
Chuya
Oh, that makes
Chaki.
sense.
Chuya Chaki, and
Chuya Chaki.
he's a trickster. He's hypersexual. He makes objects go missing in the physical world. He moves things. When you're working with this spirit, he can actually use this maze as a way of confusing negative entities or people away from you as a form of protection. So,
I thought there was something I liked about him. I'm like, I kind of feel like I like him.
yeah, well,
So
the legend
he
of,
can be an advocate. He can help you as a form of protection by, you know, keeping things
Mhm.
moving, so to speak. I love that.
absolutely.
Hi, Killian.
So we
Okay.
work with the kuna of this when we need to either solve a riddle or when we need to purposely distort something in order to protect ourselves. They say
Oh,
people who go into the Amazon who have impure intentions will be met with Chuya Chaki shape-shifting into the form of someone they love. And they're going to tempt that person into the forest and they'll never come out.
Oh wow.
ooh,
You know?
Ooh.
But
oh
because he's
my.
protecting the rainforest, that's his job.
Oh,
So
oh, because he's a protector.
when these are being sold in market, um, do they give them like the meanings of them, or is it for
You have
the
to go to the
person?
tribe to ask.
Oh, okay, got it.
You
Yeah,
know?
I wonder if they share that. Huh.
Yeah. So, because otherwise they can, I mean, I know what all of mine mean because I lived with the tribe and I bought these specifically because I liked them.
Yeah.
But let's do this one.
I never thought of making distortion on purpose. I always thought we were always trying to clear distortion,
Well,
and
the
you're actually
trickster,
giving it an yeah. But you're
the,
saying
tr-
to use it as a form of protection, but not to hurt people, but just as a form
no,
of protection.
the trickster
Oh,
wants
okay.
to use distortion to cloud the vision because, like, let's say you're in the court of
Ah,
law and they're trying to pin you down for something.
that you
The
didn't
tricks,
do.
Yeah. The trickster would say, like,
Yeah.
let's distort this so that they're not, like, you know, that I'm not getting in
Yeah.
trouble. It's like learning to
Okay.
remain silent could be a form of that, creating the maze.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to
Okay.
incriminate yourself.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's in my mind is just whirling because I never thought of like, creating distortion on purpose. I'm always like trying to clear distortion. I'm like, oh, create it on purpose
Well, and
as a form of healing. Okay.
trickster medicine's highly advanced shamanic medicine because it can fall into shadow
Oh,
very, very quickly.
I could see
And
people it landing in the wrong hands. People
Mm-hmm.
could, yeah.
and
It
We
you
don't
know
can.
what
want
the
that.
interesting
Oh,
thing
We don't
is
want
that
that.
some people, including myself, I am not drawn to really busy patterns
mm-hmm.
visually. I don't know what it is. I'm not really, if they're too busy, it's overwhelming.
Yeah,
Like
I
that
mean,
one,
if you
yeah,
stare into it, you could throw up.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
It feels very busy.
but that's kind of
So,
what it's doing, right? It's part of the kuna. It's part of the
mhm,
property of it.
Yeah.
okay.
You know,
So
whereas
I would say we would want to use that one very responsibly and ethically, and that's why the tribe is so important because they know they
well,
understand that, right?
well, and also again,
Mhm.
that's not a beginner's thing.
Yeah.
That's like
Not a beginner's
for
thing.
no, that's
Yep.
for some of the most
Bernadette, I
advanced.
get Virgo too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Vertigo.
So
Hi,
what about
Bernadette.
this pattern?
That one
Ooh.
feels similar but darker.
Interesting.
Feels like a darker trickster or pixelated.
What do you think,
Well,
Jennifer?
well, I see like the hot pink in there too. So there's something like kind of pretty about it. So it's almost like there's this beauty coming out of like the winter. I almost get this like springtime energy of like it was winter and everything sort of died and then it's starting to grow back and get pretty again
Yeah.
because of the
So
pink.
this is how
Yeah.
the Shipibo write music.
Oh,
This one is
Oh.
it's that
actually
one.
this one's actually a song.
No way.
Yep.
Mhm.
So it's a song to bring forward shamanic healing.
Mm.
Oh,
You know. So
so
while it's
interesting.
busy, it's because this is when the shamans sing to you, it's as if like this frequency is coming out of their mouth and going through you repeatedly, like foom, foom,
Wow.
foom. So they
Okay.
captured the frequency of sound, like when you put sand
Mhm.
on a speaker and it changes shape, if you've ever seen that. That's what this
Yes,
is.
yes.
This is sound
Yeah.
waves.
That's pretty
What
cool.
what about the hot pink in there? Yeah, and I do see it because it does look very wavy. It does have that wavy feel. What is this like
So
bright magenta
they're just like
color?
different chakras that come through in the activation. There's yellow, there's green, there's orange,
Uh,
Oh,
wow.
there are
pink,
quite a few
Okay.
colors.
you know? So it's part of the kuna of the
Hmm.
design. And we'll do one more here.
I have a
Just
question,
Okay.
Danny.
please.
So, is the main, I don't know if I'm saying this right, message or meaning, is it just in the middle of it, or does the colors on the outside represent something as well?
So the colors on the outside, it's the border. So imagine that this is actually a gateway to another dimension. You know, that this border is created, first of all, to show us the limits or the stretch of the design where it ends.
Yeah.
But if we were to view this as a portal, I could reach my hand inside there. Like there's a whole world inside here that we can't see. This is just like a snapshot or a photograph, but there's tons
Yeah.
of stuff going on around it. So it's the border or the edges of the kuna.
Ah, got it. Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll do. Oh, there's two more that I
Well,
want to do,
thanks
but
everybody for your little hashtag lives. That does really help a lot with our Facebook and YouTube algorithms. We appreciate
Yeah.
it. Thanks for
okay.
hearting our video and thumbs upping over on YouTube as well. Thank you. Oh, that's
That one looks
pretty.
happy. That one looks like sun
Yeah,
and happiness and peace,
yeah.
peace, peace with the
I
crosses.
Yeah, it looks
So
kind of holy. It reminds me of a church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like the
interesting.
stained glass windows in a Catholic church.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
this is actually the plant medicine spirit of ayahuasca.
Oh.
Interesting.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's got a purgative effect. It's going to take you
Hmm.
to the darkest aspects of the shadow. It's going to purify, But this one is equipped to take you to the darkness, to the underworld, in order to help you cleanse and heal. So very, very powerful kunna design with this one.
That one feels, when you held that one up, that one feels
It's powerful.
Out of all of them.
Yeah.
That's what I felt when you held that one up.
It feels what?
It felt to be like the most powerful one in a sense than all the other ones.
Yeah, it certainly has like a very striking, especially with the blue crosses, or excuse me, pink.
Yeah.
We know that we're cutting energy.
Yeah.
You know? All right, and we'll do one last one.
Okay.
Hi, Charlene.
Okay. This has a lot of symmetry to it. It's very, it reminds me a bit like a video game with this bright neon yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Charlene.
You're not
it also reminds me of like little cells too.
I know.
Like,
oh, yeah. Like looking under a microscope.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're moving. But I also feel like they're not, the boxes are not closed so that we have openings to move around and switch and change.
Yep. This is to look into someone else's spirit. As the medicine doctor, you use this for diagnosis, looking inside of someone else, seeing what they're working with, what's the energy, what's behind the body, but inside the soul.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Those are so cool.
What about white, Danny? I like to wear white a lot. So
well, white,
what does that mean for you?
You know, in the Kundalini tradition, a lot of the Kundalini masters wear only white. So white is the energy of purity. It's like a quartz crystal. It's neutral. It can be programmed to do anything. It has the frequency and the ability to shapeshift. We're talking about kind of like this idea of excellence, gracefulness, being without error or karma-free in a sense. And
yeah, I've seen during like shamanic healings, I've seen white, but I've also seen like off-white. Do those kind of go hand in hand, or do they have different meanings?
Well, the off-white, we're going a little bit more into like the sepia tone realm, so that it's not going to be totally pure. You know, the more white and the more pure it is, the whiter you're going to get. But like the off-white color, we're getting into the realm of cream. So like, why might somebody want like cream, or where do we see off-white in places like buttercream, you know, or eggshell, or, you know, in nature, what is it? What is it doing? It's a little bit more wholesome. It's less about perfection and maybe more about comfort or luxury.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, when I read auras, when I see white, I would usually interpret it that person has healing somewhere in their life. So they are a healer, or they might be a nurse, or a really, really nurturing, caring person. And very, very often they'll be like, yeah, I'm a nurse, or I work in a doctor's office, or this or that. But I'm like, it's also perfectionism too. So that kind of matches your version, matches my version too. And you're wearing the white plus the more cream colored with your hat too. So you've got the bow. That's so cool. Okay, this is fun, huh, everybody? Isn't this fun? Hi, Linda.
Which I want to ask you, Danny. So everything that you've learned living with this tribe, and the colors and the meetings and the patterns, does that guide you each day when you decide what you want to wear, or when you go shopping, what you want colors that you're drawn to purchase? Like, how does that work for you?
Well, I'm always considering print and color and outfit. When I'm choosing to get dressed for anything, I'm very aware that what I'm putting on is borrowing from Spirit's library. You know, one of my favorite shirts just to wear as a t-shirt is a tie-dye shirt. It's blue and light blue, and let's see, I actually have it here on my bed. I want to like grab it, but
go get it. You can go get it if you want.
Let me grab it. One second.
Okay. We'll say hi to everybody. Miss Jennifer McCormick is saying so much fun. Kelly Anwashina was saying learning new things. We are too. This is so cool. Bora, hello. I saw Brian Medium here too. Hello.
So
that's
you can
so
see
cool.
The kana of this t-shirt is water.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know,
it also feels like the sky too.
Or the sky.
Uh-huh.
So when I wear this, it makes me feel incredibly calm.
Yeah.
I like that
Mhm.
feeling. So I would wear this every day, but unfortunately we have to wash our clothes in this culture. But I have
You'd be
another
so
favorite.
sad when it started to get worn, and you'd be like, it's got holes in it, but I still want to wear it. It's my favorite
Yeah.
shirt. So
By
But
any chance, did you make it?
no, I bought it in Michigan when I was living there. And I went to this art gallery and they were selling tons of different tie-dye designs. And that one really caught my eye.
Mm-hmm.
love it.
It's a beautiful color on you too.
Thank you. But the idea is when you put something on, you are shape-shifting into the frequency of that thing. You get to be,
That's
it's like
true.
putting on sunscreen,
Mhm.
you're becoming, you take in the properties of what sunscreen does.
Yeah. Yes.
You
Is there
Mhm.
a bad color we should stay away from?
know? I wouldn't say there's ever like good or bad. I know that there are people that do color specializations where they look at your skin tone and then compare like are you a
Mhm.
winter, a summer, a spring, or a fall?
Mm-hmm.
And then matching. This is where you can, if you really want to get fashionably spiritual, you get someone who specializes in seeing what your natural palette is, and then they
Yeah.
recommend what color you should dye your hair. Are you
Yes.
jewel tones? Are you pastels? But this is part of knowing your own kana and how to dress yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you can get your seasons done, but you can wear any color, just like the shade. That's why like you'll see me in Kelly green, because I don't do the yellow greens very well. It kind of makes me look sort of sick, but I can do this color green kind of thing. So it's just like the shade of it too. So it's fun to get your seasons done too. But yeah, I mean, I like to uh like you said, wear different colors for different moods. And a lot of times I find out that like it might match the guest that's coming on to, and we didn't know we were going to end up wearing the same color. And it's kind of, so we all get kind of psychically linked in there for the energy that we're holding. It's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you have to
Yeah.
think anytime, like fashion and spirituality are the same thing. So let's use 3 different examples of what someone is when they're doing something spiritual, how is the fashion affecting it? If we go to a
Mhm.
wedding, what is the bride wearing?
White.
Why does the bride wear white?
Purity, holiness,
Virginity.
Yes,
virginity, which is
so
typically not always the case.
If we're going back into
Yes.
there's a lineage
cultural
here.
tradition.
Right.
Yes, so there's a
Right.
tradition as to why that white is being worn, but that lineage and that tradition has carried through to modern times. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
the fashion and the
Yes.
spirituality are doing the same thing.
It
Yeah.
is.
Spirituality is
Yeah.
fashion. It's not the other way around.
Yeah. That's why
Okay?
sometimes people who are having like, a
So
second or
cool.
third wedding, they choose not to wear white.
Yeah, because they're actively signaling like screw this purity stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I want to ride my own vibe.
And I'm not a virgin anymore.
That's right. So,
Damn it.
Well, yeah,
all right,
there would be a breakaway from conformity of still wanting to have the sacred ceremony of bonding, but without the conformity of the traditional structures, perhaps, that society would normally impose. And so we do things a little bit differently. And then,
Yeah.
and then there's always the people, why is she wearing that if she's been married 3 times? And that happens
Oh,
too, right?
judgment. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing also as well. This is so interesting. So thank
Mhm.
you for sharing all that with us,
Mhm.
Danny.
you're
And
You
welcome.
could wear anything you want, no matter how many
uh,
times you get married.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
exactly.
so cool. Exactly. Do what makes you happy, not what
That's
not what
right.
other people want. And
So
um,
let's do a couple more examples of how
okay,
spirituality is fashion, or actually
okay,
fashion is spirituality. I want to make that's my argument here. Fashion is the
fashionably
overarching.
spiritual.
Yes, like fashion is the larger container. Spirituality goes into it.
Wow, how
So
cool is that?
so if we think about the Pope, the Pope
Hmm.
has a fabulous gay man in Italy who makes all of his outfits.
Ooh,
You know,
Really?
yes, yes,
nice.
absolutely. I remember reading about it recently. It is a gay man
Wow.
who he takes his time to make these avant-garde outfits for the Pope. It is fashion.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, or if you know who Walter Mercado is, he's a very famous Latino American astrologer who always had the capes and the sparkles and the things. You know, the fashion is the kana. It's signaling something.
Yeah.
You know, or
It's part of your expression of your essence too, right? Um,
absolutely.
I think what's lovely too, Danny, is that we have so many different parts of us that want to be expressed. And so if we can allow ourselves to try new things with fashion, then we're also kind of honoring the different parts of us and allowing them to kind of express themselves too. And that's why some days you know you're feeling more sexy, you want to wear red, you want to wear black, and then some days you're feeling softer, so I'm going to go for yellow or white or pink today, right? And so that kind of like matches your vibe and your mood, but it's also like the part of you that's like, I'm here, I want my turn coming out too. That's really cool. Does the culture where the ladies are making the money, are they also managing the money too? Like, are they controlling the purse strings for the most part, or?
That I'm not totally sure about. I think it's individual, family to family, and then the
Okay.
man and woman make the financial decisions together.
Oh,
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, I think
I
they
took
generally.
mhm.
more
Yeah, I
modern.
took ethnic and women's studies way back in the day in college, and I just learned that traditionally, in a lot of the cultures where the women are controlling the money, they do better economically. 'Cause they make better decisions. They're not spending it on alcohol, and cigarettes, and things
Yeah, not surprised.
like.
Well, and I want to bring it back to what you're talking to about how fashion is also used to express many
Mhm.
different aspects of the self.
Yeah.
So, a major part of the work that I do is teaching people how to shapeshift.
Hmm.
And one of the biggest ways we can do that is with our wardrobe. So, whether it's, when my band played at the Whiskey A Go Go, and I was wearing my onesie with my leather harness and my military cap and my leather boots,
Nice.
or if I'm doing a platform mediumship reading where I'm going to wear something healing, possibly purple or blue. Maybe I'll wear some of the Shipibo Kuna as a way of calling forward the ancestors and the spirit guides to help me that day. Or
Hmm.
let's say I'm going to a gay club and I want to wear my leather jock strap and get out there and do that too. They're all going to signal different parts
Yeah.
of the self. And
Yeah.
Yes.
as human beings, if we do not allow all of the multifaceted parts of ourself to live, we are dying.
Yeah.
It goes to
Yep.
the metaphor of the centaur.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is it a man or a horse? What is it?
Yeah.
Which
You could
one?
you can even say, on a day that maybe you're having a rough day or you're feeling down, you could wear something really uplifting to try to get yourself to a better
Sure.
place
Hmm.
feeling. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of shape shifting as well. Like you're setting the intention. Yeah, I feel really down today. I'm going to wear this bright yellow because I want to feel good. Like I want to get there. I want to get there.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
with that idea of the centaur, if you cut the man part off of the horse part, the entire thing will die. So
Mhm.
we as human beings have to honor that we are contributing members of society, that we have a personal sense of style, that we have things we like to do behind closed doors, like whether it's the lingerie, the wedding dress, the business casual. We need to look at our closets to mark who we are spiritually. Spirituality is fashion. It's not the other way around.
Interesting. Yeah, I
That's
love
so
that.
cool. Love it.
Mhm.
And so at least that's my thesis.
I love
Yes.
it.
That. Wow. So should we have been called spiritually fashionable or did we get it right,
No, I
Jennifer?
think you got it right. Fashionably
Did we get
I
it
think we
spiritual.
got
right?
it right.
Fashion should be coming first in the title.
Okay,
I
got
think
it.
we
Perfect.
I think we
We
got it
knew that.
right.
We
I think
knew
we got
that,
it.
right?
Yeah,
We knew that.
absolutely.
Well, we
We
were
knew it.
following how we were guided. So yeah, we knew
Yeah,
that.
that's it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I want to encourage people to look at their own closets as a way of understanding who they are. And the feng shui of your closet is also going to represent the energy of your spiritual life. Like, how are you doing spiritually, emotionally, mentally? Look to the person's closet because that's going to tell you everything you need to know.
Oh, I should probably tidy up then.
Yeah, yeah. It might be time to clear some things out. Like
there's
the clothes.
a lot of shoes and clothes and
Well, and
all
it's
kinds of
Mercury
things in there.
retrograde right now, so it's the perfect time for us
Not a bad time, yeah,
to
to
be
get a
going
bag all
through.
over to the to donate. That would be a great idea. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Fascinating. Thank you. Gosh, Danny, that was very educational. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, I thought I'm coming on Fashionably Spiritual. Like, I need to be serving
Perfect.
fashion.
Yes. Yes.
That's excellent. That is so excellent. And a couple other things that we want to talk about, Danny, is because you're very active in the LGBTQ community too. So how is your
Yeah.
spirituality in that, and your shamanism? Like, how is it all kind of like come together in connection? I know you have your podcast as well, and you're doing, like, I think, near death experience podcast right now too.
Yeah. This is the lifelong question of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So when I talk about in my astrology, my north node or my destiny is Sagittarius. So the reason that I go so heavy into this centaur mentality is because centaur, is it half man or is it a man or is it a horse? The answer is that it's neither, and it's both. It's a paradox. So what happens when you have somebody like me who has their own church, and it's a faith-based nonprofit organization that focuses on spirituality and using ayahuasca shamanism for the sake of trauma healing, and it's catered towards the LGBT community. And then also I have an interest in leather and kink and the leather community and sexuality and Tom of Finland, if you're familiar with all of that lineage and all of that. The question of the centaur becomes one of integrity. How can somebody who's leading and spearheading a faith-based nonprofit organization also be connected to their community and their sexuality with integrity? And I could never be a Catholic priest because I could never make a vow of celibacy because it's not authentic to who I am. Yeah. And then you see all of these people who do make these vows or who are belonging to Christianity, who are, having sex or doing things that are super inappropriate with the wrong age demographic, or cheating on their wives and lying and having sex with, trans women or with men. It becomes a huge bout of hypocrisy. So I am a centaur. If I were to try to cut my gayness away from my spirituality, I would die. The entire thing would fall flat. And in fact, my demographic for my ayahuasca church is the LGBT community. So what am I going to do? Stop showing up to community events where everybody's in the leather jockstrap and just be like, I can't be a part of this anymore because I have a church? No, it's about doing it with integrity. The jockstraps and the outfits and the whatever, that's all drag. It might be the fashion, but it's just drag. It's about the integrity. It's expression. Yeah. It's about the integrity behind the idea. Yeah. So it has to be done in a way that it's really filled with integrity. But it's finding a way to, if I were to only be in the gay community and becoming international Mr. Leather, full-fledged, that I would lose my spirituality. And if I became a monk and severed myself from my sexuality, then I would, my gay side would die and I'd be an empty cage. Yeah.
Your freedom of spirit, of how you want to express yourself and your beliefs and all of that to your core, really.
Yeah. So I've never seen somebody merge the two sides of this sort of identity together, but the closest that I can find is the artist Tori Amos.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with her music.
Yeah.
This woman is deeply, deeply spiritual, the daughter of a minister in, I believe it was the Baptist church. And, she grew up believing that she was going to burn in hell for being this sexual woman who's also deeply spiritual, but all of her music is about sex, love, relationships, intimacy. She's done nonprofit work doing the Rape and Incest National Network, which is known as RAIN, to help people who suffer with sexual abuse, and has become an advocate internationally for women and people struggling in sexuality. Like, that is the closest I have. So I have to give my flowers to Tori Amos because she is a mentor to me in this world about what it looks like to be the centaur.
Wow.
Right.
Is she still producing music?
Baby, I just saw Tori Amos in Florida like 2 weeks ago. So
Awesome.
yeah. I love that. And
Wow.
I want to put this out there. When did spirituality and sexuality become separate entities? Because last I checked, the spirit it's highly creative, therefore it is sexual, right? That is something that is innate part of every human, of every life form, right? Mating rituals and just the creativity that comes from that energy. All of us who've had Kundalini awakenings, getting in touch with that. And it's just when it's suppressed and repressed, then, like you said, you feel like you're dead inside, right?
yeah.
And so I think, like you said, it's a finding way to integrate the two in a way that makes you feel whole, and that also makes the world feel like a better place.
Yeah,
Otherwise, then one is in the shadow waiting to come out, trying to find a way, right? And if we don't find a way to do it in a way that's healthy, that works for us, then that's where we start to have problems in our relationships and things, right?
Absolutely.
Tori's coming to San Diego next month. How cool. Yes.
Yes, and she's coming to LA in
I haven't heard her name in so long.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
baby, it's time to revisit Miss Tori.
Yes.
She's a Leo, just like you, Nancy.
I used to listen to her all the time when I was younger too, because she has always very cathartic music that she sings for sure too.
Absolutely.
So spirituality and sexuality go together, just like fashion and spiritual do together too. So I'm just, right?
For me, my sexual awakening, I discovered sexuality through the internet when I was 11 years old. And then I also discovered astrology at the same time, It all happened at the same time. And the idea of the divorce between spirituality and sexuality is a much more Western way of being. This is really, we're seeing this more in America and the United States especially.
Yeah. Especially with women,
Yeah. Whereas like the Vestal virgins of Italy, I mean, they might have been called virgins, but a lot of them were doing sex work and sex magic for the purpose of healing. And this idea of like sacred sexuality and using sex for the purpose of healing other people becomes a tremendous part of the conversation. We have tantric sexuality, tantrikas. There's red, black, and white tantric sexuality. Mark my words, from my mouth to God's ears, like I'm praying for a mentor to come my way to teach me about this sacred sexuality so that I can teach the world about it. Because sex has become taboo and sexuality has been hijacked by the media. So it's in all of our faces. You can see butts all over Instagram now, but we're missing like the sacred element of it. We need to have the conversation in a healthier way because we're being sold in the same way that like fast food and McDonald's is being pushed on us. It's the same with like hypersexuality, when in reality we need to have a rainbow of fruits and vegetables and a rainbow of array of sexuality available to us so we can understand the conversation.
Interesting.
I think it's become for a lot of people very surface level, and it's lacking in like the deep intimacy that's possible too. And I see two things happening. If we're talking about America, I see women really trying to step into their power, which also means embracing that, because a woman's sexuality is her power. It's, all in her portal of creation, and when we're cut off from that, we're cut off from our power, and it's very easy and much easier to like dominate us and manipulate us, right, too. So we're trying to like come into our power. Yet there is this counterforce that's trying to use a lot of propaganda and things like that to sort of take that back away, because it seems to be so threatening for some reason. Yet it doesn't have to be. We have the ability to access so much harmony, so much deep intimacy with each other if we could find a way that we could both coexist and express each of ourselves, both the masculine and the feminine, and support and honor it within each other instead of just the objectifying and the surface level stuff that we have.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree with that. Yeah, you're right. I feel like there's so much media out there. There's so much it's not respected in the way that it should be. And it just, I don't know, it's almost become, like you said, like fast food ads, and just with no context, nothing of value.
Sex should not resemble a
Yeah. It should not resemble a Twinkie.
we are making progress though. I do see progress. I see changes in I do see some positive changes in the way media um, shows women, and I see positive changes in women really stepping into their power. And that's going to make a big difference. We just got to not give up. Just keep moving forward.
And
Keep moving forward.
As we enter the age of Aquarius, I think the concept of the monogamous relationship might be evolving as well. Because
might be
evolving. It might be evolving because we've had affairs and secrets and those kinds of relationships since the beginning of love and the family structure. And with the expansion of the internet, what was once only available behind closed doors and in the secret company of someone else is now being seen quite prominently. So that becomes a bigger part of the conversation is, the idea of unconditional love, polyamory, sharing a partner. Like we all know here that just because you have a partner in one lifetime doesn't mean that they're not going to be your parent or your sibling or your brother or your best friend in another one.
Yep.
So the idea of unconditionally loving somebody enough to allow them to be free without hurting you, it's starting to expand our definition, It's and I don't really know what all of that looks like yet. All I can say is I can see it coming.
I can see it coming too. And, in spirit world, it's all free love there, unless there's a really, really, really tight bond between, between partners. But, it's all free love in spirit world. There isn't, these structures do not exist. These rules and boundaries and things do not exist in spirit world because it's unconditional love. And so no one is judging or holding attachments like we do here in this realm, just because we have a personality and we are, but also because of social conformity based on, how structure has decided to build itself, and then therefore what we learn as children from parents, media, schools, friends, all of that. Yeah.
Could we talk a minute about casual sex then? Because
let's go there.
Yeah, because if we're talking about, free love and expressing your love, what makes casual sex any different?
Well, my mind immediately goes to some of the shamanic practices that I was taught.
Not that I'm doing it, but I'm curious.
Well, as somebody who I'm single, so from time to time I do engage. But it's like, what's the best thing that I can compare this to? If you're going to have a cheat meal and eat a slice of chocolate cake, you can just eat the chocolate cake, but
skip the meal.
Yeah, then you might need to skip another meal. Or maybe you eat a small plate of broccoli beforehand so that you're getting your mitochondria fired up with some good nutrients, and then it'll reduce the sugar spike you have. Or you take a shot of vinegar, or, if you're going to have casual sex, it's probably equivalent to eating a slice of chocolate cake. Or unless you have it's just one way of thinking about it. Let's go with this metaphor.
Like it.
So if you're going to have casual sex with somebody, get some sort of item to bless them with. Turn it into a lovership moment. Bless them with agua de Florida. Put lavender oil or rose oil on their body. Bless them. Consecrate the moment in a way that makes it a little bit we're going from casual to getting to know each other through an intimate act sort of energy.
Right.
And we girly pops over here who might enjoy a little casual fun, but a little bit more of a deeper union with somebody.
Yes. Yeah.
We could really benefit from teaching men about what it looks like to have the intimacy exchange.
I love that.
We're the teachers. We're the ones who have to show them because they might not know it's even available.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I'm very old fashioned. I'm very old school. Sex means that you love someone there's a commitment there, you're saving yourself for that person. I mean, I'm not that old, but I'm old enough that I'm very old fashioned in that sense. So I love that how you talked about casual sex, because I'm sorry, when you're getting intimate with someone, like, it's intimate, right? You're sharing, you're swapping,
You're
you're
sharing
sharing
energy. Yeah, you're sharing energy.
all
It's
of
very
it.
easy to get emotionally attached. So you have to really, I would say if you're going to do that, for one, so it's going to be much more available or permissible for men than for women. That's an issue. So for judging, so we have to look at that
Yeah.
for one thing too. So if, let's say, a woman just does not want to be in a committed relationship, yet she still has sexual desires and sexual needs, she's not a bad person for finding a way to meet those, as long as she knows who she is and she can do it in a healthy way for herself, right, too, where everything is consensual, right, too. So we have to look at that. But then on the flip side, you're sharing energy. It's very easy to get attached. So you have to be mature adults through all of this too, of what the expectations aren't too. So like those are just all things to be mindful of. So as long as you know yourself and you're able to communicate and be responsible, it would make sense. It feels like that would be okay. Now, most people don't have all of those tools in their toolbox just yet. So this we get into trouble. So then you do end up getting attached, or someone gets hurt, right? And then you
One
have to think
wants
about
something different than the other.
right. Yeah. And you have to think about the energy of the person, that because you are sharing and exchanging energy. So you have to take a look, right? Is this too? The only thing I don't want is I don't want somebody to be criticized or judged for what they do, especially if it's a woman, when we wouldn't judge a man for doing it too, if that makes sense too. So it's like,
100%.
as long as we have the equality there.
Right,
Well,
right.
and to take it a step further, I do think while we have sex education in schools, I believe the statistic is something like over 50% of schools in the United States aren't required to have factually correct sexual education. Over 50%. So me personally, as I continue to establish my church and my nonprofit faith-based organization, sexual education is something that shouldn't just be available, but it should be a right to our spirituality. And the wide spectrum of sexualities needs to be represented and respected, but also the wide spectrum of what it looks like to be able to experience sex. And when somebody, whether it's a child or an adult who has a negative sexual experience, like why can't it be a spiritual lens that person goes to get help? You go to your priest to talk to when you've done something that's a sin against God in Catholicism.
Yeah.
Why is there not a religion present where when you're having really intense trauma around sex, or when something bad has happened to you, there's not a resource that's free and spiritually available? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Absolutely.
you've done something that you maybe shouldn't have, because you are in a committed relationship.
Sure.
You should be able to, and and I don't want to talk about the Catholic Church, but there's a lot of environments in going to a church to be able to talk about that stuff, where they're not there to embrace you, and like you're automatically bad.
Yeah. Well, and the role of the priest, I gotta give priests their flowers now, because for them to sit there and to listen to the sins of all of these other people and then still have to engage with those same people in the environment with them and have to keep the integrity and the wholeness of the moment. That's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
To be responsible for other people's secrets.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's teaching something quite vast there.
Yep.
So
I always hated being forced to go into one of those boxes.
Well,
as a child.
That's part of where
that's
I'm
a
like,
problem.
I agree. That's where part of the issue lies, is the confession room is filled with so much shame. There's a screen
shame for being human. Yeah.
There's a screen between you and the priest. You're sitting in a dark space or a dark room. the only thing they really tell you afterwards is pray 4 Hail Marys and like, you know, don't do it again. But what
and
about
if you got too many to have to say, then you really felt horrible walking out of there.
yeah. So
Wait, I got 20, you only got 5?
Well,
What's going on
well,
here?
and just the pattern of teaching childrens to just be ashamed of their bodies and ashamed of their own, you know, how they feel within their bodies. That can start very
Yeah.
young, especially
Oh,
with
yeah.
little girls, and
Yeah.
what that sets us up for in adulthood too. So it's concerning. Because it's in the family structure and it's in the religious structures too. So something to think about. I don't think most adults realize how much patterning they're carrying from childhood and how it affects the decisions they make, how they feel about themselves, how they feel about their bodies. Like how connected are most women really with their bodies, and men too, where it's not just about, you know, a release. It's about you know, a full body spiritual experience as well too. And it's like so many, and you're rubbing your nose with that, and like so many people don't even get to experience the full breadth of what that actually is and what it gives you, and the connection to spirit. Because with, you know, with the kundalini, when you're experiencing that energy within your body, right, that's what's getting you close to creator, because that is the creative God energy that's inside of you as a soul, right, too. And so you're connecting to that and feeling, getting to the white light and so forth too. And so, but a lot of people don't even know they have that available to them, that they can even access that, right? So, but we are making progress. We're making progress.
And to go back, go ahead, Nancy.
I just want to say, I have to believe though that those of us who were raised in very for however long it lasted, because in a very like somewhat strict religious environment, and that varies from person to person, I do believe that through the lineage, we're not carrying that on. We're not we're not making our kids feel the same way, which I think is a positive. We're giving them the freedom to explore what feels right for them. Because if that were the case, you know, even me growing up Catholic and going to catechism, like I didn't do all of that with my son. You know, we went to church, we went to Catholic churches in the beginning, but I didn't force anything that like, well, I did this, so you have to do it. So I have to believe that we're at least giving our children the freedom also to discover some of that on their own, which I think is great.
Yeah, we're making progress.
This is when I think about my 12 steps, 12 signs model. So for anyone listening who doesn't know, I've taken the 12-step program and I've combined it with the 12 signs of the zodiac. And each signs of the zodiac has a different sacred area of life that it governs. Sex falls under Scorpio. So how could I be in integrity leading a faith-based nonprofit organization if I'm not talking about sex? It's one of the 12 archetypes of life. And frankly, there needs to be spiritual education about it that's accurate, that's realistic. It can't be something like the purity culture that was given to me as a child. Don't ever have sex, and it's a sinful to do so. There needs to be education. There needs to be resources. There needs to be ways to explore literature that's given. Like, there needs to be a filing system for this area of life that can be filtered towards people, and in fact, where conversations can be had in a way that's safe and, as always, in integrity.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah. Amen, brother.
So, you know, and just as much as I'm going to take it a little into the underworld here, so strap in, ladies. Through my own experience, you know, I've struggled really intensely with anorexia, with binge eating disorder, with sexual anorexia, and hypersexuality. And as somebody who's been on both sides of those spectrums of overdoing it and underdoing it, anything taken to the extreme is harmful. The healthiest iteration of anything is that the truth is in the middle.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to invite anybody who wants to follow me is, I'm not going to be Jesus Christ. And I'm not going to be the Virgin Mary. That's not my path. It's somebody already did it. I'm not trying to take her spot. But I do want people to see like life is a gift and it's multifaceted and it's precious. And
Absolutely.
if God gave us all of these things to enjoy, who are we to not enjoy them?
Right.
You know,
Right.
we just need to do it in a way
Well,
that's
sex
safe.
is supposed to be pleasurable because it makes you procreate, right? It gets you in touch with your creative flow. God is creation.
Yes. Yes. Well,
Therefore, right. But like you said, in a responsible, healthy, mature adult way,
where
yeah.
everyone's consenting.
Yeah, we're all
That's
happy
right.
and healthy. Got it.
You know?
Okay. Love that.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Well, I'm
know,
glad you touched on your 12-step program because I knew that was one thing that we wanted to cover. Yeah.
I know. I love how you have it just all tied in together. It's quite beautiful.
Well, to me, it's a reflection of what the truth is. And, I'm about to really go majorly public with my church because I finally got the green light to start serving ayahuasca.
Oh, awesome.
Like I had it from the tribe, but I didn't have a resource to get the medicine. And, I'm about to really go public with this. And I want my message to be one of full integrity. Like we need to address all of the 12 aspects of life. Because without it, we as humanity, we will die. Culture will die.
Yeah. Well, you are a beautiful soul, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And it's
absolutely.
totally a mirror with my fashionably spiritual besties right here.
Lynn had a comment that I wanted to kind of put out there. And I'm just looking for it right now. I think her message on here was, being authentic, being spiritually authentic comes with a price, or being your authentic self. She said there's a huge price to pay for living authentically. What do you think about that comment, Danny?
I've lived that experience. I grew up Catholic. I went to Catholic school. While I've had, some really beautiful friendships and connections come from that time in my life, all of my friends are married with children. And I wouldn't say they left me behind. I say that they moved forward with their lives. And that's not my experience. And frankly, a lot of people have a lot of things to say or a lot of things that they're thinking and feeling about me choosing to live as a gay man who's openly out. And I've taken a significantly more alternative life path. So there's a tremendous price there.
Yeah.
It instantly makes me different. It makes me othered. Society has all of the things that it wants to say. Religion certainly programmed me with enough shame. So I was also the victim of a hate crime for being a gay man. It's not like rainbows and butterflies to live an authentic life. You're gonna hit a lot more snags in the road, and that's why authenticity comes with self-actualization and courage.
Yeah, we've evolved, but not that much, not enough.
Well, and we're all mediums too, because Lynn's a medium, and I'm sure she understands. Because we have to come out of the closet as mediums and know that people are judging us and they're thinking all these horrible things and saying all these horrible things
that we're going to burn in hell for
are not true. And I'm just like, excuse me, I work for God. Like, what do you think you're doing? This is God's work I'm doing, but that said, and it will rock boats and ruffle feathers because people want a certain version of you. They like a certain version of you and they want you to stay that version because that's what they know and it makes them feel safe. And so I understand how difficult that is. So we have compassion for that too. But there are rewards because the more you are true to yourself and are brave enough to be that too, doors start to open for you. You meet new people. It allows a whole other worlds to become available to you too if you're just willing to step across the threshold into the unknown. It takes a lot of bravery, and I've noticed with quite across the board that just as you're about to level up and step into that next threshold into the unknown, things get very constrictive and hard, and you go into a lot of resistance. You're like, why is this happening? And it's like once you finally let go and release and are willing, then you're flying too. But that seems to kind of be how it works too. So
Yeah.
Jennifer, recovering Catholic here too.
I
I
love
didn't
that.
put that one in my shopping cart. I'm the lucky girl here.
Well, and the
I put
Catholic,
other high shelf items in my shopping cart.
for us to be mediums, the Catholic Church would
Yeah.
say that we're doing something demonic.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you want to know something, Danny? Because like you, I was also raised in the Catholic Church. Even though I don't agree with a lot of it, there is still pieces of it that I feel a lot of peace with. You know, when I see a Catholic church and I see the stained glass windows, I have really good memories. I feel very uplifted when I see it. So I choose to concentrate on what resonates with me within the Catholic Church.
Yeah. Well, and after doing my podcast, the Astro Daddy podcast, and talking to
Everybody
all
subscribe.
of these, please do, talking to queer people about near-death experiences that they've had.
Yeah.
When they die and go to heaven, God does not judge them for being gay, first of all, or for being a medium, or for doing yoga, or for being a Reiki healer, all of these things that the Catholic Church would say are wrong.
That's right.
Instead, the question is more like, did you believe in me? Did you believe in something greater than yourself that you are of service to,
Right.
that is going to continue? Do
Yeah.
you believe in the light? Do you believe in doing good? How
Yep.
much progress did your soul make?
That's right.
You know?
Yeah,
So
that's right.
So I understand I have a bit of an unconventional life path, but I'm hoping to be a positive example the same way that Tori Amos was for me.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, we're all centaurs in one way or another. And figuring out...
That takes a lot of strength, though, Danny. Like I always say to people, and I'll even use this example, you know, somebody who might be in a bad marriage and they choose to get out, like that takes a tremendous amount of strength and courage. And for someone who is a gay man or a gay woman to be authentic, because it may not be easy, it may not be accepting, it takes a tremendous amount of
Yes, it
that takes
does.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
You could
Yes,
just
it
stay
does.
quiet. You'll be miserable, but you could stay quiet because it might be easier in the public eye. So you
Yeah.
could choose
Yeah.
that, right?
Absolutely.
So
And
tremendous amounts of strength to
Mhm.
live your authentic self. That's for sure.
yeah. Well, and the truth is, God is both God and the devil. Like, God created everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
There's some Bible
God
verse.
created duality. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
You know, all these Bible people
Yeah.
love to quote the parts of the Bible that are super convenient, and they like to ignore, like, love thy neighbor, feed the homeless, treat everybody with love.
Mediums
But
are bad, but we won't talk about all of the
sure, the
the
prophets in
incest
the
and
Bible.
the multiple wives and all of that other stuff and all of
Yeah.
that. Like, oh God.
But like, God doesn't care about all that stuff. God cares, like, okay, Nancy, if you're feeling yourself on the stained glass and the iconography and some of those sermons and stuff, that's bringing you closer to God, and that's
Mhm.
good.
Oh, yes.
You know?
I like to hang out in missions too. I love the energy. It's very healing energy because
Yes.
so many people pray there too. And a lot of mediums are former Catholics because the window of mysticism is still open in their brain
Yeah.
and in their mind, because the Catholics worship the saints, and there is Catholic mysticism as well too, and Christian mysticism too. And having that little doorway stay open is a mediumship portal too, to help that too. That said, anybody can be a medium if you're willing to put some work into your development and open up your channels and all of that too. But there are gifts in everything too.
Yeah,
Like, so I love that, Nancy. You're like, I'm going to keep the parts that are good for me, right? And the parts that I love too, because there are good parts of everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even some of the Sunday services, Jennifer, that I've experienced with you, you'll play something that with a different musician or artist, but it's a song that I've heard within church, and even when I hear that, it brings me to a very familiar, comforting, loving place. So I've even experienced that during our Sunday services together.
I love that.
Quite beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
I love
And not
that.
to mention me and my dad because I never wanted to go, and neither did my dad. We would always sit in the back pew, and he would always give me lifesavers, like it was a lifesavers commercial. And we would sit in the back so we could get out first.
Wow, that's so fun.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. All right, my dears, we're past 8 o'clock here, so it might be good to start wrapping it up. And our
Fashionably spiritual, beautiful night. Thank you.
this was a beautiful night. We handled some really big topics, but in a very beautiful and sensitive way. And thank you, Danny, for being a part of that, because you bring a beautiful energy. And yeah. I got one last question before you give us your final words. I know you've been through a lot of transformation. How are you feeling now to be in this place after going through a big up-leveling? Does it feel pretty good? It feels pretty good, doesn't it?
You know, yeah. I have been on a journey of having a lot of wrestling with my own sexuality in conversation with being a spiritual person. And I think it's going to be something that I wrestle with my entire life. But it's teaching me, how do you braid together the parts of yourself so that they are in integrity? And here in this Mercury retrograde, I have to admit, I do feel an integration process happening, you know, and realizing I have a bigger mission, you know, that's going to be about educating people. And there's going to be a big question mark. How do you integrate your sexuality into that conversation in a way that's in integrity? Mm-hmm. How am I going to be a religious leader who also has sexual freedom? You know, so
sounds easy to me.
Well, my prayer,
not easy, but it makes sense to me. Like, I get you. Yeah.
My prayer is that God helps lead me in the right way without making me become the Virgin Mary, and that everything I do is with integrity. You know, that's my. Really, I'm being called to see it and to experience it.
Yeah.
I'm so happy, Danny, for you.
Very proud of yourself.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Others. Me too.
Yeah, you have so many gifts to give the world, and you're so grounded in your body, and you're so you, and like you've got everything you need. It's just beautiful. So I'm so happy. So thank you for being our guest here tonight and joining us for the party, the After Hours Friday night party. And what else would you like to leave us with? Any last minute words before we say goodnight to everybody?
Absolutely. I'd like to say thank you, Jennifer and Nancy, for being mothers to me. Aww. And I don't just mean mother in like the traditional sense. I mean like in the gay community, like mother, like you are serving me. You are serving me, women.
Love it.
You are truly the women who I go to when I'm in crisis, when I'm in spiritual pain. You are family, you are mentors, you are mothering. You know, that's the energy that I've needed. And I can't thank you both enough for holding the door open for me in my spirituality, in my spiritual journey. And I will take you with me through the rest of my life. You will always be there for me, and I will always be there for you.
Thank you.
You're making me cry.
Oh.
Beautiful.
And just for anybody listening, if you want to continue the conversation or just reach out, you can find me on my Instagram at Santos Crystal Visions, or go to my website, www.santoscrystalvisions.com. And of course, if you want more conversations about spirituality, sexuality, plant medicine, shamanism, astrology, or queer culture, subscribe to the Astro Daddy podcast.
Yeah. Check out his website down below. And everybody go check your closets, go look at your colors and all of that.
I'm going to make some space for some new things by letting go of some old things. So I'm excited about that. And Danny's going to be back on Embracing Infinity next Friday. We're doing an astrology show because we had some wackadoodle energy this week, but we got some fun changes coming up. So we got to talk all about that so we know what to expect and how to do all of that. Yes.
It's going to be phenomenal.
Buckle up, buttercups.
Let's go.
On that note, and thank you to all of our beautiful friends who are here with us, and our beautiful Kelly Brickle. She's taking care of us late on a Friday night, so we're very grateful to her too. Nancy, I love you. Danny, I love you. We did it once again. So we'll say goodnight.
So much.
Love you guys.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye-bye.